Running the Grand Canyon has always been a dream of mine, ever since my first visit back in 2015. Our history with that place is pretty long. In 2015, we had no idea what Rim to Rim even was. We were just tourists visiting the North Rim for the first time. We decided to go for a run and mixed up miles and kilometers on the map. And were confused when it took us 25 kilometers to reach the Colorado River. It's supposed to be less than that. That day we ran from the North Rim to the river and back for the first time. We repeated this adventure in 2019, and after that we decided that one day we had to run the full rim to rim to rim. In general, isn't a very hard run for us, but every time something always goes wrong. With time, we messed up some very basic things like me wearing the wrong shoes, Vasily setting up navigation, which gave us completely wrong data. Even though there is basically one trail and we know the route well, we still like using navigation to see the distance and elevation numbers along the way. But with time, the navigation was way off. It showed us 5,000 meters of elevation gain, which was about 1,600 meters higher than the actual number. Even though we knew 5,000 meters wasn't the correct, it was too much. Having that number in front of you can still mess up with your head. I think that's why at some point Vasily was really confused. I also used my pace 3 with navigation, but something seems wrong with my battery. The watch died on the way back and I had to switch to Strava for the last 16 kilometers. On the top of that, my shoes were a disaster. I took the road running shoes, which didn't give me enough stability, especially on the downhills. The rim to rim to rim is pretty technical trail, but when you look on the pictures or on your old videos, it doesn't look that technical. So I checked my old videos. Okay, I'll be good in road riding shoes, but in general, of course, I should have think harder and chose more trail running shoes. Also, in top of that heat, yeah, it was really hot day. And adventure turned into much longer than we expected. Everything actually was pretty great from the North Rim down to the river. Aside from the navigation and my shoes, but on the climb up to South Rim, the heat started to hit Vasily. The climb isn't that bad, it's just 8 miles and around 1,600 meters, 1 mile of gain. And the heat wasn't extreme, but I think when your device shows you that you need to climb much more, it can really mess up with your motivation. Vasily's legs started cramping for the first time ever, and he was basically crawling up the trail. When we finally reached the top, I told him it might be better for him to stay in a hotel overnight and run back the next day. We were sitting at North Rim for a really long time, maybe hour or more, and trying to decide what better for today. He took some electrolytes offered by kind of group of people while we watched some really thirsty moose nearby. It was really sad. At one point, we almost booked a hotel for 400 for the night, which was actually insane. There is a shuttle bus from the trailhead to the village, every 15 minutes or so in South Rim. When Vasily finally decided to take the bus to the hotel, he missed it. The bus left right in front of him, and I think the driver just didn't see him. That was the turnaround point, when he decided to not spend 400 and tried running back the same day with me. After some rest and electrolytes, he was feeling much better. We started running back very slow pace. Some tourists we had seen earlier on the way up were only now reaching the top. It was really hot day for most of the people. The canyon was getting quieter as it got late. The way back from South Rim to North Rim is harder. Once you drop down to the river, you basically climbing for the next 25 kilometers. 15 kilometers around 10 miles. It's gradual uphill and then 10 kilometers around 6 miles with 1600 meters of gain, like mile of gain. So as we ran down from South Rim to the river, it was still hot in the canyon, but the sun had already left the trail. When we reached Phantom Ranch, we filled up water and continued through the narrow canyon walls. It's the most beautiful part. I touched the rock wall and they were still really hot. I can only imagine how hot it had been earlier in the day. That long, gradual uphill section is rough. You have to keep running. But after such a long day, it gets really, really hard. It was getting dark, my watch died, and Strava saved the day. The trails were empty, only the campground smelled like a food, and we were both starving because the run had taken much longer than planned. I think it was the first time I actually ate everything I packed with me. Usually I bring too much and don't eat half of it. We stopped for a rest before the final climb because Vasily wasn't feeling great. In the dark canyon you can't see anything, but you can hear everything. A little mouse even stole one of our bars and looked very happy about it. The final climb felt endless. At the very end, I ran ahead to get to the camp and grabbed the car to pick Vasily up. I didn't want to leave him because I was worried if he not feeling well, but at the end he told me, okay, you can leave me, I feel fine, and just meet me at the end of trailhead. Later, we talk about how much wrong navigation data can mess with you mentally. Even if you know something is off, you know that it can be that much, but still, you can see the numbers and you're like, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I remember something wrong. So mentally with part is really hard. I was upset about my shoes choice and my watch dying. All things I could have prevented. I knew my watch battery was actually, like, something was wrong with it, but I didn't expect it to drown from 100 to 0 that fast. Now, looking back, I really want to run it again with the right shoes, working watch, and much better altitude in mind. I was so happy and excited at the end. Even with everything went wrong, we still made it. And like I said, it was really long standing dream. It's really beautiful place. I like when it's warm, and of course I really want to do it again with maybe more correct data in mind, knowing how much elevation, knowing like the exact distance. Not like it's not available, but to be honest, I didn't even check it before because we had navigation in like our watch. So yeah, I feel like next time it's going to be much more fun, and I hope we going to do it again soon.